These are the five powerful codes that if you follow, then you will have the most loving relationship with your partners, with family, with friends, with the universe, with yourself, with others. So let me give you the first one in this uh, five sacred and secret codes to the most powerful relationship. Number one is to appreciate the good. So we start with learning to appreciate the good that we have in ourselves. When you're sad and depressed, alone and lonely, that means your relationship with yourself is very distant. So we need to have a better relationship with yourself. So what you do is you take pen and paper and you start writing down what you appreciate about yourself and you write it all down. Very important, because if you don't appreciate yourself, no one in the world will appreciate you. And in having relationship with others, if you want to have a genuine, authentic relationship, you have to learn to find the good in others. Because when we don't find good in others, the relationship remains very superficial. When we see good in others, is what's happening is you're actually seeing the divine in another person. Everyone in this world are divine beings. So when you miss to see the divine, which is very illuminating, very effulgent, that means there's fundamentally you are not wearing the right lens. That means you're not wearing the right lens, means you're not seeing the good in yourself. Because you're not seeing the good in yourself, you're not able to see the good in others. Everyone has divine qualities, and everyone has tremendous amount of value in this world. A stone laying on the street that you see no value in, Rama can take that same stone and write a beautiful paper about the uniqueness of the stone and put it in the Belgium Museum, then all of you will go pay 100 euros to look at that same stone. So we have to see the value of everything and the good in everything and everyone. And then you appreciate it. You tell them what an amazing person, that quality that they have. And there's a huge difference between flattery and appreciation. I can say, Beatrice, your hair is so beautiful. Or I can say, Beatrice, the curls in your hair, they accentuate the glow in your face.
Et je
And
pourrais
you,
aussi,
and you look like the beautiful, shining, bright moon. So one thing is to say it because you just saw with your eyes. That is called flattery. And when you see it with the heart, that means you observe the details of everything and everyone and every situation. And you're able to articulate that because you actually were an observer from your heart. I don't want to get into too much detail about the difference between flattery and appreciation, but it's very important to realize appreciation means when you observe from the heart, then you have appreciation. If you see your husband or wife, your partner in life, and you have not observed them, it'll be very hard for you to appreciate the good in them. It's very important to observe and appreciate. Most people think, oh, he knows, she knows, I don't need to say it. Yeah, Beatrice knows how beautiful she is. I don't need to tell her. She spends 5 hours in front of a mirror every day. She knows, I don't need to tell her. Because you don't appreciate her, she has to spend 5 hours in front of the mirror. So that is the code. That's the key number one. You know, there is a beautiful safe, and the safe has 5 keys. You have to have punch in 5 numbers. And when you press this 5 codes properly in the safe, all the beautiful diamonds and gems are going to come out of
et
the
le,
safe. So everyone's heart is like a beautiful vault. It's a safe. And when you know these 5 codes, then you can penetrate anyone's heart. It's a secret code I'm giving you. And when you open the safe, you'll find so many beautiful compartments, chambers, and every chamber is more beautiful than the other one. Okay, so I've given you the first code. You ready for the second code? It may seem very simple, but is very powerful. So the second code is to encourage the potential in others and the potential within yourself, because everyone has potential. It is only the mind and the ego that is holding us back from finding our true potential. And courage means they already have courage, and all you have to do is give them a little push. Just like a little child, when we were little children, our parents used to put us on a bicycle and we would drive, we would fall off, and our parents would say, yes, you can do it, you can do it. So we are constantly growing through encouragement through our parents. But as we get older, we think that we don't need anyone's support. We can do it all by ourselves. And that is when we need this community that we have, always pushing and encouraging the potential that we have. And whenever you're surrounded by others, if you encourage their potential, they will start to grow and they will start to shine. And when you make others shine, you naturally shine because their shining is coming through you. So therefore, we should always encourage the potential in ourselves and in our Sangha community and in everyone that we come in contact with, always encouraging them. It is explained that when you do practice this encouraging others, Pangulang Gayate Girim, that means a person who's crippled, he can cross over the mountain. Things that you thought you could never do when you're restricted by the mind. And when you use the potential and you encourage the potential, the heart supersedes the physical and the mental boundaries. Just like the coaches in the football teams. If they're good coaches, what they can do is they can take an average person and make them into a superstar. So everyone is a coach and everyone is a superstar. This is what yoga is teaching us. So we have to always encourage potential in ourselves and in others. So we got the second code. Code number 3 is to respect the difference. Our divine creator is so amazing that there is no two people who are the same. And that is what makes us so unique. That is what makes the creator so unique, that we are such individual personalities. No one is like you. That is how amazingly incredible all of you are. So the ultimate unity is a celebration of diversity. And that is what the uniqueness of all of you are. When we don't respect the difference, what we are doing is we are isolating ourselves. You're creating a group of sectarianism. You are not being able to appreciate the unique quality of God's creation because you're not seeing how amazingly different we are. It gives us an opportunity to get to know the person, get to know others, to have relationships with others, to learn from one another. So this is why your husband and wife in India, before they get married, they do a chart, compatibility chart. In the West, we do it by spending time with them, dating them, and we try to find our compatibilities. When you go out on a date, Olivia says, I like pizza. And then someone says, yes, I like pizza too. There we go. Let's celebrate. We are now partners. If Olivia likes pizza, I like lasagna. We are different. And that difference is what makes this relationship very unique because you're not the same. It's not boring. No matter how much similarity you find in partners, it will fall apart really quick. We should celebrate the uniqueness of the differences that we have with one another so we can actually appreciate and love them and have a loving relationship. I will marry someone because they like to cook pasta the way I like to eat. They
Sì,
like the pasta the same way I like pasta. Oh, we must be a good match. Those
sì,
are our metrics on how we pick relationships. So it's very important to respect the difference. So respect means accept. If there is
respe-
no acceptance, there is no respect. So we have the code number 3, right? So we have 2 more codes.
donc nous
And
avons
the fourth one is to tolerate the unchangeable. We cannot change anyone in this world. We can only change ourselves. Everything in the world is constantly changing. Before, we didn't have so many different kinds of fancy phones. And now the whole world is in our palms. You can have the most powerful devices in your palms. Technology is changing, our body is changing, our mind is changing, people are changing, everything is always changing. If you did not change, we would not be having a Zoom call today. We have to learn new ways of doing things because the world is always changing. Everything is changing. So therefore, we have to learn the art of tolerating the unchangeable. So what it means is to tolerate the changeable elements. That is something that you cannot change. Even in your relationships, you will see the husband is trying to change the wife is trying to change the husband, the mother is trying to change the son is trying to change the mother, boyfriend is trying to change the girlfriend, girlfriend is trying to change, partners are trying to change, everyone is trying to change each other. When we come into this world, we have an image of what a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner would look like. A preconceived idea that is given to us by society, by the media, by technology. And we want our boyfriend and our partners and our girlfriend to fit that box, that image. And we try really hard. In our whole relationships, we are constantly trying to change the other person to suit our needs, to conform to our needs. Arjuna, how many times I have to tell you that I only like you when you're completely bald, no hair on you. You don't realize how hard it is for me to love you because when you have long hair, it is so hard for me. I grew up, my daddy was completely bald. And so, it's so hard for me. Can you please shave your head every day? Bodwa, what's wrong with you? How come you shaved off all your hair? I
et
really, I fell in love with you because you had curly hair and now you just shave it all off. And so we're constantly trying. So in this way, we are constantly trying to change the other person. You won't believe it. Your wife, your partner will buy you clothes, a certain kind of clothes, certain colors of clothes, because they want you to look a certain way. The husband goes to a dress shop and husband buys all this beautiful kind of dresses because the husband has an image of what their wife should look like. And they go and buy these ugly dresses and they bring it to the wife. We are constantly trying to change another person. And so therefore, the relationships doesn't work. I'm finally going to file a divorce with Arjuna because he just doesn't want to shave his head. Some of the most simplest, silliest reasons why people break away from this relationship. The mind pulls us apart and the heart brings us together. So please, don't try to change anybody. Just change yourself. That is the only thing you have control over. Yeah, that is the only thing you can change. So, code number 4. So now code number 5 is to forgive the mistakes. We are so hard on ourselves because we have made mistakes in our life. We have to forgive ourselves. We're carrying 1,000 pound, 1,000 kg weight on our shoulders, on our heads. Why? Why carry so much weight? It's okay to make mistakes. You have made mistakes. Now you forgive yourself, set yourself free. And then you have to forgive everyone around you because they're going to make mistakes. No matter who they are, they're going to make mistakes. That is the constitutional nature of all beings. It is to make mistakes. And so therefore, we have to always see how to forgive yourself, and you can forgive others, and thereby completely enjoy the freedom of the pure love that you carry in your heart. So I wanted to keep it short. Is there any questions and comments on this? 4 codes. And when you follow this, when you punch in these codes and you practice, in your relationship with your parents, in your relationship with your partners, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your husband and your wife, you'll be amazed to see the beauty that your partner, that your lover, that your husband, wife has, your children, in their hearts. Imagine how much your mother and father had to tolerate you. Imagine how much the trees have to tolerate you. You cut down the tree, you sit on it, you make a house out of it, you burn it to stay warm, you make books to learn on it, you write it. We use toilet papers. Imagine how the tree is being used in every possible way, but the tree is tolerating. But if Arjuna doesn't shave his head, I'm going to walk away from him. Where is the tolerance? Where is the accepting of difference? Why is it that his good qualities are not outweighing his beautiful hair on his head? So these are questions that we need to ask ourselves. That when you follow these codes, you will find true love within yourself, and you will have a beautiful relationship with yourself and with everyone else in your world. So, any comments or questions on this? 5 codes, the secret codes of the most loving relationship we can have. If you practice this 5, you'll never feel lonely and depressed. So it's a very simple description given in the yoga text, right? Why do we eat? Most times we eat because we're hungry. But humans are the only species that eat when they're not hungry, because there is something missing inside of them. The soul by nature is always loving and happy and complete and never needs anyone in the world. Why do we get married? Why do we have kids? Because there is something missing and we want to complete. We want to feel complete. When we have a partner in our life, we feel complete. When we have a child, we feel complete. When we become parents, we want to feel complete. When we become grandfathers, we want to feel complete. That desire to feel complete is the inherent nature of all beings. Unless and until we feel complete and happy and whole within ourselves, we will continuously try to change someone else of what is going to make us complete. We want everyone to subscribe to our understanding, our individual way of how things should be. When countries fight with another country, big wars happen, world war happens. What is this war all about? It's not to go kill them. It's the American idea, it's the German idea. If you don't subscribe to it, we're going to bomb you. And when we bomb you, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get them to subscribe to our idea of what is society. They don't go there to kill people. No one wants to kill anybody.
Personne ne veut tuer des gens.
I want Bodwa to do things the way I want to do things. And since Bodwa doesn't listen, I'm going to threaten him with nuclear weapons. It is an ideology that is completely crazy. So therefore, we want to go and fight and invade other nations. Why? The whole idea is they want all the world to conform to them. It's not a nuclear weapon. It's not a biological weapon. It's a weapon of egos. Does Krista subscribe to my ideology of my ego, of how everything should be? If she doesn't, then I have to threaten her. So therefore, the whole idea comes from a small child, try to control our little environment, change it. We want to change it more. Now we want the whole world to subscribe to our idea.